Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with three S's. Also here live with Drew from Angelcake Entertainment. I'm your host, Chantele and Francis, with my ride or die, Drew, to talk about this week's episode of The Challenge 38. Drew, I need your overall thoughts. And when I asked you beforehand, I told you I was excited to hear your overall thoughts, and you kind of giggled or chuckled. So what was that giggle or chuckle, and what are your overall thoughts?
I mean, this episode is good. Like it was decent in some aspects, but man, at the end of the day, when you're thinking about it, what we could have gotten and what we got were two different products.
Fair.
And yeah, to me, it's like, yeah, we'll get into it more. But what did you think about this episode?
I mean, okay, of course we wanted the big move to be made. Like we thought it was going to happen. They set us up for it to happen. But I just thought it was a really entertaining episode. I think it was the best episode of the season so far. Like I just was like, I think it hit on all levels for me. And so even though we didn't get like it would have been like an exceptional episode if they kind of stuck to the plan. But I thought it was a really successful episode. And people have been worried. I think even you have been worried about like, oh, maybe it's just the vets are going to take over everything. But even no matter what, it's still been really entertaining. It's been more entertaining than last season, the season before, the season before, the season before. So I'm here for it, even if Nelson makes some bad game decisions.
I mean, guaranteed it's going to be he's going to make bad game decisions. But I thought it was like you were saying, it is entertaining, and even if there are frustrations, it's more coming from strategy wise than say a format or production or really anything like that. In my opinion, it's just like why are you doing this? And it's different each week. It's not like last season where we had the same kind of critique all the way through, which was why doesn't somebody try to take a shot? Whereas
Mhm.
this season, people want to take shots. They're setting themselves up even to take shots. And then they completely go a different route. And you're like, oh my gosh, stick to the
Now,
plan.
stick to the plan. I mean, I did get some insight as to what went down.
Okay.
So Knock Knock in my comments mentions that Nerys was on Kamisha Review's Twitter space on, I think it was Wednesday night after the episode aired. And so what Nerys had said was that about like a minute before they were going to the zone, Nani and Nelson had some sort of conversation where she was like, I think of you like my brother, like I would never put you in this position, et cetera, et cetera. And so she seems to have played on his heartstrings a little bit, and he changed his mind from putting Nani and Bananas in to putting in Chauncey and Amber. And so Nerys also said, though, because like people were like, well, we don't know of them being so close, but that apparently they are quite close, and that he does think of her like as somebody very close to him. And so she wasn't surprised when he kind of backed away from that plan, because she did think that they had a close relationship and felt that Nelson it has a lot of trouble separating friendships and close emotional allies with gameplay. And so she understood it, and they did have a little bit of an argument about it. There was some sort of pushback, and basically he was like, well, if we don't agree on what we're doing here, we might have a similar situation as when Zach and Amanda didn't agree and they end up going down into the elimination. And she didn't, and Nerys didn't want that, so she allowed Nelson to make that decision and put in Chauncey and Amber instead of Banani.
Man, Nerys is the best thing to happen to Nelson, and even Nelson is sabotaging Nerys from making really good game moves. My goodness, Nelson needs to learn when to separate the church and state in his brain with the challenge and personal stuff, because you can be close with people, but you got to make the moves when you got the opportunity. And this was a golden opportunity. Good on Nani for doing everything she could to stay out, because it obviously worked. And at this point, I don't know if and when they would ever go in, except unless when they're forced to be in the draw and somebody doesn't save them, or
Mhm.
if by some chance they don't pick the safe sword, which seems to be always now.
Now,
So
okay, so I know that you don't tend to put on your tinfoil hat with production interference,
I've done that before.
but this case, like, the first time they pulled the safe card, a lot of people were saying, like, we want to see all these daggers. We don't believe that there's like daggers. We think that because Nani's going first, Nani and Bananas, that they all are safe daggers, and whichever one there's going to be obviously safe, and then they wouldn't notice or look at the other safe daggers. So what do you think about that theory? And it's crossed my mind absolutely when I saw this happen.
I mean, I'm always one for more transparency. And even when rewatching clips of free agents very recently, everybody would flip over pretty much all the cards to make sure that they were showing the kill cards and stuff. So I would actually really appreciate it if they would just pull out all the other swords and show us. So yeah, I'm all for that if they would do it, but they're just not going to.
I would love it. I would love it. Because it's just a little bit sketchy. Why are they going first? How did you guys come to the decision that they're picking first? That's basically it. Why are they picking first? There should have been maybe who did best in the daily would be able to pick first. Like, I need some sort of way. I need to be shown how they determine who's picking first, and then I also need to be shown that the other daggers are indeed blank, because I don't know, 2 in a row, that's quite lucky.
Yeah, I'm more intrigued by the picking first 2 weeks in a row, because I don't think everybody's who's been nominated double time has always been able to pick in the same spot every single time. So that is a little weird, a little wonky.
But we have some friends joining us to talk about this episode. Hello, Chris, Thana. Lots of people joining us for this discussion on Thanksgiving. When is actually Thanksgiving? Because I'm Canadian. Is it Thursday? Is that when Thanksgiving actually is?
Yeah, it's the last Thursday of every November. So that's the designated day of U.S. Thanksgiving, at least.
Right, because I think in Canada it's the Monday or like the Sunday. It's definitely not the Thursday. So I'm always just like, when is it? I know it's around this time. Is it the whole weekend?
No, not the whole weekend.
It's Thursday.
It's basically half of Thursday, because people will wake up, start making their meal early. They'll eat by maybe 2 or 3. And then once it's over, they watch football / they start putting up Christmas lights, and Thanksgiving is officially over at that point.
Oh, so they put up Christmas lights that makes sense. Do they do like a music transition right after dessert? Like, how does that work?
I think people just waddle out to their garage and start trying to put up Christmas lights. That's what I think.
That's a nice fun family activity if you're celebrating with your family. So it's definitely new, because we celebrate Thanksgiving in October. So
interesting.
It's a little bit too far away. It's like maybe you start putting up Halloween decorations.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you're doing it in October, it's over.
Yeah, Halloween's what's coming up. So MV says, hi, y'all. After the rough game against Ecuador, I haven't been watching anything World Cup. Have you?
Yes, I watched the U.S. versus England today, and it took a lot out of me. For a tie. It took a lot out of me.
Okay. The only reason why I know that they were kind of playing, because Bananas commented on not knowing what a kilometer was. And I don't know what that meant, but I just figured that it had something to do with Brits and playing something World Cup wise.
I guess so. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get what that has to do with football either. I guess running, they always, if somebody gets taken out of the game, they say how many kilometers they ran. I noticed yesterday.
So that's probably why.
That's probably it. Yeah.
So MV is in the mood for some fun. Oh, we got some fun. I got a game for Drew here tonight. We don't know if it's good, but I may have a lot of game here for you to play. So happy Black Friday. Is there anything that you purchased on Black Friday?
No, I did not. Well, I did purchase. No, not really. Not specific to Black Friday or Christmas or anything.
Oh, well, anything pertaining to podcasts or the challenge?
No.
Or no. Okay.
No. Even though that they had that sweet challenge mug that that Olivia was sporting in the episode when they were talking about the elimination taking too long.
So I did also hear that that elimination took over like an hour and a half, I believe.
Holy heck.
That's a really long time. What did you think about this this elimination?
I love
deep web.
I like the aesthetics of it, and they had to climb up really high, like really high. It reminded me of the Rivals 2 elimination breaking on through, as well as Trap from War of the Worlds 2 and Web of Lies from Dirty 30. I think it wasn't as thrilling once everybody got their puzzle pieces. It took way too long when it got up there, but I thought aesthetically it was really cool. I like the idea of like climbing all the way up the tower and down the tower. But it was all right. It was good. I liked it.
I thought it was pretty good as well. I felt bad for poor Veronica because she's short and like she's not that as fit as Amber is, and so like seeing her struggle was really frustrating. But we do know the puzzle's a whole equalizer, and they said it many times in the episode. I was really disappointed. Okay, I wanted obviously Amber and Chauncey to stay in the game because I think they're on my team. And yes. I want to get some points with them. And so I don't want them to go home before they get me more than, what was it, 18 points last week is where we're at, something very low.
Yeah, it went way up this week, by the way.
God. But I didn't want him to go for that reason, but I wanted Veronica and Darrell to win just to show that like you can be good at puzzles and still be able to kind of win one of these eliminations. So I was rooting for Veronica, but like my draft wise, I was like, please keep like Amber and Chauncey here. I can't go down to like Kenny and Casey and then Banani. I'm like, no. Absolutely not.
I was rooting for Amber and Chauncey because I wanted to see the drama that would happen coming back to the house. I feel like Darrell and Veronica would have kind of like fell back into like not really being like doing anything in the game like they have been. They've kind of just been like going with the flow a little bit. So I really to Darrell and Veronica, they're legends. If they would have won, I would have think that they would have stamped their place in the game and maybe gotten some momentum moving forward, whichever way they wanted to play in the game with which side of the house. But for drama wise, I wanted Amber and Chauncey to win.
Do you think that they're going to bring the drama when they come back to the house?
I wish. I hope.
I'm not sure. It's like, you know, a lot of people have been like, why does Amber get so much hate? And that's kind of been like the discussion in most of the comment section. I just think that if she comes back in, I just don't know if she's going to play it in a way that people are not going to just gang up on her and hate on her. You know what I mean?
It's
and
the
so
same thing all the time. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, I don't know what she needs to do, but I know that she's not going to do it. Like that's basically what I can count on is that she's probably going to go back into the house and people are just going to be even more frustrated with her, unfortunately. So
I will say that on Bananas' podcast, somebody mentioned in my comment section on Thursday that Devin was on Bananas' podcast and they talked about why people distrust Amber or think she's fake. Apparently, she'll give like too many compliments to people to where it comes off as fake. Like Devin. Devin said like one day she said he looked nice, and then a little while later she told somebody else they looked nice. So he says that people feel like she's trying to manipulate the conversation with social strategies of using compliments, which, all right. But I hope at the end of this season, somebody has a legit game reason why they don't like her, because to me, that's not enough. That's not enough for how much everybody piles up on her. Even Anissa on the Challenge Official podcast, I only listened to one episode, but she also was like, just wait for later episodes, because then you'll see why all of us can't trust Amber and she is a snake. And I'm like, why? Because she maybe says she keeps you safe and then she throws you in. That's the game. Like, that's the game. Like, I don't know. At this point, even if she does I just can't see her doing anything.
She can't win.
She can't.
She can't win.
No.
She doesn't, and we don't fully have all the information as to why she's in the position that she's in, because from the looks of it, she should be in a really great position. She's very attractive. She's seemingly likable. She's decent at challenges and would probably be a good partner. She's seemingly quite loyal. I'm just like, what else do you need from her? And so I would like to see a little bit more.
She's too nice.
I mean, too nice would piss me off though too, probably. Because I'd be like, I'm like, I don't know if I trust you. Are you being fake? So yeah, I guess people just don't trust her. I don't know. So Lena is saying here that Nerys is doing damage control. We saw Nerys whispering in Nelson's ear about Amber. So Nerys did clarify what she was saying about that, and maybe it is damage control, but she said that she doesn't really have a problem with Amber, and there was a lot of other people that she had mistrust with in the house, but the producers literally just edited that clip about Amber. But she's basically saying that, like, I don't know her. I don't talk game with her. I don't really talk any strategy with her. Like, I don't know her that well. She doesn't know me that well. And so I don't really trust her at this point because we're not friends. And so that's kind of how she justified her saying that she doesn't trust Amber.
No, all right.
No comment? You don't? Do you agree?
I really don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know what to say with this whole Amber stuff. I'm still perplexed. 3 seasons and we're still talking about and asking about why do everyone dislike Amber? I just don't. I have no. Keep giving me facts. Keep people talking about it because I'm still confused. Even Devin's rant about her complimenting, like she can't think 2 people look nice in one day. She can't think that. She has to be bitter and
I have to say though, in these games, people will use anything to overanalyze. And so I was playing an online reality game, and I proposed an alliance with 2 people that I wanted to work with, like, together, but I kind of pitched it as the same way, and they both talked, and that made them feel as I was like untrustworthy, using the same tactic to kind of recruit both of them. So I can understand in those reality games that, not having unique interactions with people may seem a little shady and a little false. So I think I can understand a little bit. Drew's like, no. Okay, high level.
I'm not feeling it. I'm not vibing with it.
I love when Nikki says, well, then why nominate Nany? I don't believe that. I think that Nelson's also the person that gets into his ear last will make an impression. And so
100%.
Nerys got into his ear. You got to do banani, whatever. Like, and so she was the last person to talk to when that decision was being made. And then Nany here potentially was the last person that talked to him before they went to the zone. And so I think it's just like who gets to him last. And there's a lot of people that play these games where you're just like, you gotta make sure nobody else talks to them before, like, they have to make a certain decision. So I don't know. I kind of believe that she used her relationship with him to hopefully keep them out of being the actual target.
Yeah, 100%. And even when he was talking about being up there, having to say a team to send directly in, I mean, he said his mind was like a roller coaster, which just proves that he's overthinking it. He's second guessing himself, and he's kind of getting lost in the power there. I mean, this is the second time in how many years that he's had power to send people in, and the game is coming up to a very, very close finals or whatever. I mean, we're episode 7 in, but I mean, there's not a lot of teams left. So, I mean, this was a big move to make, and he's just never had power like this before.
So Willie says, definitely gets mad when people don't play his game, and it's annoying because people don't have to do what he says. They can do what's best for their game. Okay, I agree with that, but like, he could also do whatever he can to get people to agree with his plan, and he can also be mad about it. You know what I mean? And so it's like, people seem to not want the vets to retaliate or try to do things to stay in the game. They say that they're entitled, and they say that they can't take a taste of their own medicine and but they're just trying to win as well. And that's one of the arguments that I just don't really agree with necessarily, is that like, just because they're all playing to win, that the vets are not allowed to be upset with moves that are being made against them.
I find it interesting that it feels like, and I have a theory that Amber has Devin pressed because she clocked him from a mile away, being like, he's making a lot of deals. He's not making deals with me. I find him sketchy. I don't want to make deals with him. She seems to be the only one that's not mystified by Devin's deals. And then it leads to not him having a conversation and yelling at Amber, which Nerys was the one to tell Nelson, who then told Devin at the bar about her making fun of Devin and calling him a snake. He then just decides to lash out at Michelle because why? Because he feels like he can keep her under his thumb because they're working with each other. Why not talk to Amber, who you do have a problem with, instead of Michelle, and then making a seemingly enemy out of Michelle? I just didn't understand that. I feel like Amber has impressed for, even though she's not winning anything, she's not a huge threat that is sending him in directly in. But I don't know. It was just weird to me how he played it all like that in the backyard.
I mean, I would be obviously annoyed as well if like somebody clocked me and like was ruining my decent position in the game and having everybody snowed. I'd be like, let's get rid of that person. If you think I'm a snake, and then I think that you gotta go. So I mean, I do understand his his decision for wanting. That was almost going to be my my quiz today. Is going to be facts about snakes.
Oh, please no! I hate snakes.
I nearly did that, and then I was like, no, we'll keep it specifically challenge related. But it did cross my mind to have the whole thing about snakes. Snakes. Now, and is there anything about this episode that you want to address before we get into our power rankings?
I think we went over everything.
Okie dokie. Well, actually, we can talk about everything else while we're doing these rankings. Do we have any thoughts of changing any of our tiers?
So I think I have 3 ideas.
Wow.
But I don't know, one, if any of them are good.
Okay.
Second of all, I don't know where every one of them could play in this. The one that's the easiest, in my opinion, is instead of Fessel's Last Kiss, we change it to the Cemetery by the Bar. Since that's where they were staying at and they were able to drink and see dead politicians from where they were having a good time on their day trip.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was...
so you said it was... What'd you call it?
I said Cemetery by the Bar. I don't know if there's a better name for it.
Okay. How do you spell cemetery? It's a cemetery?
I don't know.
I guess so.
Oh, I never even knew that.
Oh, no, it's not. So, okay, I'll figure that out.
Spell it like Pet Cemetery. Or it's just
with an S? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, we can do that so that the spelling doesn't matter. Okay, what were the other ones?
There was another one. I felt like they said Scapegoat a lot, so I didn't know if that one would be a decent tier name. Instead of like Dead Team Walking, maybe like Scapegoat, because it doesn't matter if they're in trouble or not. These are the teams that possibly are going to be sent in over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
That type of thing. And then I don't know where this would go, but
I did that. Maybe I misspelled it because I'm not wearing glasses, but that's what I thought I did the first time, and it said wrong. So we'll do it with an S. Go ahead.
And then I don't know where we would put it, and I don't think it'll fit anywhere. But Anissa said that she was built for comfort in the daily. So I was like, I don't know where that could go. Built for comfort. It's not a good thing because she said she's built for comfort, not for speed, which they ultimately did not do well in this daily challenge.
Is built for comfort a little bit of dead weight?
Maybe. I mean, I kind of like that better than dead weight, in my opinion. Built for comfort.
Is very funny. Okay, I'm in. Chat, you guys have any other thoughts?
I like
that. Okie dokie.
I kind of like that because now it seems like the tiers are filled out via stuff from the season, more so from the
Mhm.
season. But
Yeah, no, I mean, I think they're all great. Oops, I got more to put down here. Yes, they're definitely all great. So do you have someone to put in the
oh yeah,
cemetery by the bar right away? Like who
oh yeah.
who you want to start with?
Well, isn't that the eliminations, the eliminated players?
Let's go. Let's hear it.
Oh, that's the eliminated players. You took them all out.
Oh shit! Oh fuck! I thought you were talking about like the eliminated players as you wanted to start with Darrell and Veronica.
Yeah, we can. I can do that.
Okay. Whoops. What was the order though? Oh shit. I wonder if I refresh it if it will go back to normal.
Emmy
Hold
and
on,
Nani were.
let's try this. Let's see if I can refresh it and if it will go back.
Emmy and Nami.
No. Okay. Emmy and Nani. Don't get me saying that.
I know. I screwed myself up and I'm screwing you up.
Emmy and Nami. I think that those were probably here. They were doing pretty well.
Laurel and Jack were very up front.
I don't even see them right now. There they are.
Yeah, the pink hair really stands
Daisy.
out.
Who else is that? Is anybody else out?
Johnny and Raven next to Casey. Yeah, there we go. Right there.
Where do we have them? Probably here.
Probably, yeah.
Is that it?
Oh, Tommy and Annalise. Man, this is like a blast from the past. I'm trying to remember who was here.
They weren't great. So were they the worst? Were they the worst?
Sure. Let's just do that. Sure.
That's everybody else is still in the game. Okay, oops to Daisy. I thought like, okay, yeah. So where are we putting? Where would you put them anyways? Okay, we're on the same page now. Absolutely. So I mean, we might as well just talk about Darrell and Veronica a little bit if you want, or do you want to save them to the end?
No, we could talk about it now.
I feel bad because like I want Darrell to like do better. I want him to like have an opportunity to be a champion again in this new era, in this new style of gameplay. And it just doesn't seem like he's willing to play ball in that way. And it's fine to not want to politic and just like let your challenge capabilities stand for itself. But like when you have a partner like Veronica, like you're going to have to do some politicking. And I think it was a decent opportunity when Bananas was talking to him at the cemetery with an S, that maybe he could have started making some deals or whatnot. But he decided to kind of go and tell Veronica about it. And Veronica was like, well, like they should have talked to us when we first came into the game. And it's like, well, you guys could have talked to them also the first when you got into the game. So I just wish that Darrell would kind of learn a little bit how to politic so that he can stay in these games longer. And then in the end, he can get to these finals and potentially win. So I'm just disappointed that he hasn't adapted his strategy and he's still playing like a 2010 version of this game when everybody else is playing a 2022 one.
I can see where you're coming from. I think he did do some type of politics in Double Agents when he was there. He just kind of got screwed by the way that he hasn't played all these kinds of games very recently. So when it came down to it, Leroy was like, I'm sorry, but you're going in. And then he had to go in against Corey, who wins in speed.
Remember I was annoyed by that too, because like the fact that like it was a completely different style of elimination. Like if it was them just digging into the ground, I think that Darrell would have been able to out heart Corey in that sense. But Corey's like a decade younger than him and is a speed runner. Like obviously he's going to be beating if they're going to be weaving like that. So anyway, sorry, that's just a little aside.
No, it's all good. I saw a tweet by Veronica. There was actually a Twitter conversation between Veronica and Michelle. And Veronica had said that she found herself in a very terrible situation on this season, one coming in late, and then it's Darrell and Veronica, a duo that is a little bit older, OGs, and they weren't fitting in with either side of the house. She felt that they were on the bottom rung of the Vets Alliance, and even if they tried to go with the rookies, they were going to be on the bottom there. So it felt like they were in the corner, they were in the middle of the middle, and they were going to possibly be nominated on both sides every single time, which just stinks. I mean, they are two very strong competitors in their heydays. They have multiple championships below their belts. They are legends in this game, but it's almost like the more times they play, it's just like my heart hurts every time I see them walk out of the game super early because I want to
Right?
see them do well,
Yes.
especially Darrell, who always is giving it his 110%, and then it just comes up short. Somebody did say that maybe they should just stick with All Stars, which maybe it's more their speed. They both were doing really well this past seasons on All Stars, but as long as they're on my TV
I'm
screen
fine with that too.
in the challenge,
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool. I mean, I'm
I
cool if
am
they just
cool.
do All Stars, but it was really sad to see them go this early.
Yeah, I wanted to see them, like, they just never seem to get their foot in the game or whatever the term is. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to see them just play a little bit longer. I would love to have seen them with some power. I would have loved to see, like, them draw a line in the sand. Like, it's like I wanted to see that happen. Instead of they just kind of gotten taken out. And hopefully the payoff will be great, that Chauncey and Amber will come back in and like create some havoc in a good way. And I'm not that hopeful though.
Yeah.
Or I don't believe. All right,
I
so
hope.
that means our duo of Darrell and Veronica will be going into the pet cemetery, or the cemetery by the bar. So where do you think they fit in? Someone was saying that Turbo is too low, so definitely we can put Turbo. It would be there, but they're definitely above Nom.
Yeah, I would do that.
Nom is probably there. Yeah, where should we put them? They didn't do that much.
I can't see them going ahead of somebody who won a daily challenge, sadly. So I would put them behind Johnny and Raven. I think they were way more entertaining and they were able to win a few. Where I think Darrell and Veronica, I mean, they did their thing, but I don't know. At least they lasted this long. But they also came in like episode 3, so they lasted 4 episodes in total.
Yikes. And do you think they're ahead of Turbo and Tamara?
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
Okay. Do we have any objections from the chat? Objections. Mary thinks that Turbo should be the second lowest. Oh,
Wow.
geez. I mean, I thought that they were pretty strong, but they, definitely Olivia and Horacio had the house voting against, or like rooting against them. So I don't think that they were second from the bottom, like next to Annalise and Tommy. No, Mary. Uh-oh, Lovable Mickey's against this. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, no, against Mary's. Okay, never mind. Okay, so who do you want to start us off with?
Let's just get it over with. Casey and Kenny.
Who?
Or as somebody in my comment section called them, Casey and Kevin.
This is put them here. Jeez Louise.
Trust me, I wish. I'm cool with Built for Comfort, aka Dead Weight, essentially is where they're going. Even Casey was really surprised that she wasn't nominated instead of Bananas and Nani. So that tells me that she's feeling like maybe her time is coming. Maybe she's going to be nominated more so than not moving forward in this game. I mean, again, another week of not doing anything. So case closed, in my opinion. But what do you think? That's it. Over.
That's what I think. like I want to enjoy Casey. I appreciate that her and Nani are in love and that she's won $1 million with reality TV. That's something that I definitely respect and I'm jealous of. I would love to have the opportunities that Casey has to win all this money and be on my favorite shows. Like, she's really lived out my dream twice. I just wish that she was just a little bit more interesting. Like, I just, like, when I think about the fact that I'm like, I feel like I can be a little bit more entertaining than Casey is in a confessional. Get me on one of these damn shows. Let me play. Like I would make it my mission to get more episode confessionals each week than Casey. You know what I mean? Anyways, she's
I don't
just
think it's that
so
hard.
boring. That's true, right? Like that's true. I just wish that she just brought more to the table. I don't understand why she is a staple on my favorite TV shows. Why? So with that, I think
Nani.
Sundays at Grandma's is where she kind of she took the cup of noodles Nani out of Nani. It's annoying.
Yes, I agree. I totally agree. I mean, it was either Built
And
for
she probably
Comfort
bought
or
Nani
Sundays at
those
Grandma's.
veneers, which is like also annoying.
I gotta remember if they were they. I thought they were in during Double Agents though. Didn't she have them in Double Agents? Not Total Madness.
Bigger.
I don't think.
I feel like they got bigger.
Oh,
I remember in
XL
Total
version.
Madness, didn't she lose one? Didn't she lose a tooth at
one
point?
That's right.
Total Madness.
She did. Yeah.
But anyways,
bar.
I think that she got some. They seem different this season than they have in past seasons, and I'm wondering if it's some of that Double Agents money paying for those teeth, but. I don't know. I love. I'm happy that they found each other, but she took the fun out of Nani, and now everybody just calls Nani entitled and like miserable, and it's just unfortunate because I really Nani used to be a really fun character, wild, messy, you know the drill. So I think I want to put them in Sundays at Grandma's. Like they're just so boring. And I feel like Sundays at Grandma's is going to be with activities that are probably not popping off. You know what I mean? Like I enjoy visiting Grandma. We do scratch tickets together, and it's a nice time, but it's not that fun, right? It's just Sundays at Grandma's, and we'll have dinner. So yeah, I think that's where I would put them. But you want Built for Comfort or
we can do Sundays at Grandma's. I think that they are a little bit more padded in the game, and I don't see many people nominating them. I mean, I get why Nelson didn't want to nominate them while also thinking that they were going to send Nani directly in, but I also think like, why not just do it? You know, you want to get into the psyche of your competitors. You're going to make an enemy out of Casey and Nani anyways by putting up Bananas and Nani and possibly sending them directly in. Why not just take the shot and send them both in? You never know.
Let's do it. That's what we want to see. We want to see this happen. Like, let it happen. Let Casey let you win, and then come be with the vengeance to go after who was the one that threw you both in against each other.
Yeah,
make the story writes
exactly.
itself. Oh my God! Please, y'all, you're too nice to the Clark Furniture Company. When they go, that's going to be a tear, I think. Clark Furniture Company? I can't. That is the funniest thing.
We'll be getting a refund on that furniture when they leave.
Right? Oh my goodness. That's very funny. Okay. So we're going to leave them at Sundays at Grandma's, even though Clark Furniture Company is one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Who do we go to next? Who is also maybe part of the Clark Furniture Company? Fessy and Mariah. Oh boy. I mean, it's interesting that they're friends and they know each other, and they did get one scene together. Did Fessy speak? I don't remember. But Casey does talk to our guy Fessy here about the fact that like nobody's gonna throw you in because they know that's gonna piss me off, and I'm like, I don't think people care, to be honest. But she's got him, which is fine. Where do I put him? I don't know. They're so boring. Maybe Swimming in Circles. On Nerys, when Nerys was talking, she did say that Nelson and Fessy have become really good friends, because a lot of us fans were like, why wouldn't he take the shot back at Fessy for the fact that Fessy, wanted to go up against him in a hall brawl and like asked to be put against him, rub the sand in his eyes, all that jazz. And so, like, that would have been a great time to throw him in for some revenge, throw him in against Nani and Bananas. That'd have been sick. But yeah, apparently that they're really close friends. So maybe they're swimming in circles because they seem to be connected. We're just not they're being shown their connections. I don't know. What do you think?
I can see the reasoning why putting them in swimming in circles, because Jay also mentioned that he and Fessel are very close friends. They're just not showing it in the edit. So if that's the case, then Fessel is kind of being with Casey, Nani, Bananas, Tori, and then also hanging out with Jay and Michelle. I don't know about Amber, but this was such a bad showing from them. They stunk at the memorization. Mariah didn't get a single confessional. I want to put them lower, but maybe swimming in circles is there. The preview seemed interesting to next episode.
What happened? I don't remember the preview. It's like a car one is
the daily challenge, and then something happens where Fessel's like laying on the bed and somebody's talking to him, yet he's still wearing his like daily challenge gear. So I don't know if it's coming down to it where somebody's maybe thinking about taking a shot at Fessel or nominating him. Maybe I don't want to believe that it could be maybe Fessel winning. I don't want to believe that. I don't want to even speak that into existence.
like his
at this
second
point.
daily. I mean, we'll see if he could make another bad decision. Like, that could be good. What do you think that they would do if they were to win power? Which 4 people would they put in, do you think?
I believe they would put in Jay and Michelle, because everybody seems to dislike him.
Even though he's probably canoodling more with Michelle now that all of his other girls are gone.
Yeah, why not? I mean, he threw in Colleen and Annalise when he was pursuing them. So, I mean, why not? But he has an excuse to send them in, as a lot of his alliance members don't like them. I think Amber and Chauncey, because he has a history with Amber. I could see him putting up Olivia and Horacio, since they are the last rookie team. I don't know who the last team could be, which is interesting. I can't remember who's in the game and who he's not very close with.
Mm-hmm. It would be kind of interesting to see what he would do. I'm interested. So Willie thinks that Fessy and Mariah should be built for comfort because they haven't done much this game. I could see that.
Jordan and Anissa, that would be the 4th team. They've been sent in twice in 2 weeks into the draw or the elimination. I think the history between Fessel and Tori, he respects Jordan as a competitor and wants to send him out of the game. He also doesn't like Anissa. Bam, did it.
Woo! Oh boy. Yes, you got it. Yay! Yes, Drew! You landed, stuck the landing. Yay! Kip and Klaus says, I know Fussy about to have some ish to say about Amber next week. I roll. So does you see him saying something in the preview, or is it because we're assuming that he wins the daily?
I think it's just assuming that he's probably going to say something about her coming back to the challenge house and kind of wishing she would just leave.
Right. Okay.
I hope not.
Yeah,
I hope we just keep getting back. Just don't show him, please. Just keep him in the background.
Envy says Fessel is not cuddling anyone at the moment, so no confessionals for him. That is true. So someone was talking, I think it might have been Michelle on yesterday when we chatted about the episode. At least someone was saying that Fessy actually he wants to rebrand his image, but like he has no personality. And so like without him being messy Fessy and having a fight with Amber, he's kind of got nothing. Or having Josh in the game to like start stupid fights with.
That's a good point. That's a good point. He's not winning anything, which I don't know if he has to win anything, but he's not winning anything, so he can't pop off of being the best in the house like he was in Double Agents, I believe. And didn't he win in 37 a couple of times too? Probably. So I mean, he doesn't have to. He can't hang his head on that. All of the women are gone that he was pursuing realistically. So I mean, he doesn't have that to go off of, and yeah, he's not starting fights in the house. So Nothing.
You get nothing. He gets to be a new piece of furniture at the Clark Furniture Company. Mary, we did have I think it was Fessie's last kiss or kiss goodbye or something like that last week. When Michelle goes, we'll probably use that cheer.
Yeah.
Probably. Or if he starts like canoodling with somebody else. I don't think that Nerys would be interested in him. Is there anybody else that possibly would be interested in Fessy that's still in the game that's available?
I mean, there was a tweet long ago that Nerys put out there saying, Haley, watch your man, because if he ever goes single, I wouldn't mind hanging out with him. And she was talking about Fessel when he was still dating Haley back in the day.
Nerys said this?
Yeah, she said it on Twitter. She tagged them and everything.
But this was a long time ago, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully things have changed. So do we want to put him in swimming in circles or built for comfort?
I mean, when it comes to Fessel, I'm always leaning going lower, but I think for this episode in particular, I'm cool with saying swimming in circles.
Okay. I mean, they're all built for comfort for the fact that they're boring and like they didn't excel in this challenge, this daily at all. And then I think he got one confessional and she got none.
Correct.
Yeah. I will leave them swimming in circles because they are still decently insulated, it seems.
Yeah. I'll say that until proven otherwise. They haven't even been nominated yet, so
exactly.
We'll just wait.
Yeah. Okay. Who do you got next?
Who could we talk about? I guess we could talk about Jordan and Anissa.
Okay.
Perpetually confused at where to put this team because I really don't want to put Jordan really low on this board because he is such a strong competitor. But it's kind of like that old adage, you're only as strong as your weakest link. And for this episode in particular, Anissa was pretty weak, not trying to be demeaning or anything, but this is the thing. When you have a confessional saying, I'm built for comfort, not for speed, this is all going to come down to the puzzle anyways, and you crap the bed on the puzzle, what's going on? What are you doing? What are you bringing to the table right now? Because it's not looking good.
Well, and like just getting called out by your partner like that, because like Jordan's been quite generous, I would say, with like, supporting Anissa and not getting frustrated with her physical capabilities. And he says that like, he's like, okay, I it's fine. I can handle you not being as athletic as I am. So you kind of got to be good at the puzzles. And then how could she not even memorize 4 puzzle pieces? Like, I just don't understand that. So I was frustrated with Anissa. I can understand it. Definitely that Jordan was frustrated with her. And I think they have to be built for comfort because as much as Jordan is there, like you said, you're only as strong as your weakest link. And right now, Anissa is the weakest link, Achilles heel of that team. I think that Jordan would be winning or in a better position with anybody else that's almost playing this game. Maybe not Veronica, but anybody else. So that's a problem.
I agree.
So I think that they kind of have to be near the bottom at Built for Comfort.
For now, I think Built for Comfort. I think consistently each week, I feel like they're going to be in the scapegoat route. 2 weeks in a row being nominated.
Okay.
2 weeks in a row being nominated. I feel like that's just going to be perpetual. Just they're not really in the winner's seat. They're not in the driver's seat. Nobody's worried or threatened by them in daily challenges. So they could just nominate them. And who's worried about them coming back is the real case. And that just is a testament to their team dynamic, that a team with Jordan on it, people are not so afraid to send him in over and over again because they're not worried about him winning for once. Yeah, It's crazy. It's crazy.
So I agree with you though. Scapegoat might be a better position for them just for the fact that they don't have any intimidation factors with like, you throw me down, I'm coming back for you. It's like they're all empty threats. And so people would just be like, I had nobody else to throw down. Be mad, come back. I'm not scared. Like, and that's great for everybody else. So yeah, I could definitely see them being the scapegoat. I could see them being in the draw every single week, unless they win some power. Is there, what kind of daily do you think that they could have that would allow them to really excel and win some power?
One that doesn't involve as much athleticism. I mean, the one that they almost won was
The
Anissa
relay.
hanging on a bar for a second
Oh,
and then them grabbing the flag. I mean, they almost won by default because everybody else DQ'd. It has to be something that people are going to be DQ'd, or maybe I mean, again, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but the one that they almost won was the rowboat one, and they were sitting for a lot of it, and Jordan was doing a ton of the rowing. So something like that, where maybe Jordan can fire back, or I don't know what it is, but the one with the spinny wheel that everybody's just strapped to the spinny wheel at one point during the trailer, and they're all just going around and around. I don't know what they're doing, but that doesn't seem very run heavy, which
yeah, like
doesn't
maybe they'll have to
bode well for
memorize
them.
something while they're like after they're
Oh, well, that's
spinning.
not going to be good. They can't memorize clearly from this daily challenge.
That's true. But I mean, but maybe though her brain was just rattled for the fact that she'd been running. And so like
Not true.
just like the exhaustion part of it made her not be able to focus.
Maybe.
So how do we feel about Jordan's haircut? I haven't noticed it really.
It's like the back end of the mullet that he had. I feel like he cut it down a little bit to make it straighter, but it's still like he's like the what is it? He's one stripe down the middle to making it look like a skunk in my opinion, is what I think it feels like.
Yeah, I don't mind his haircut. It doesn't bother me. Chris says Anissa hates when people say she is weak, but then she says she's built for comfort. Double eye roll. It's true. A little bit hypocritical. Like, don't say you're built for comfort if you want to be taken as like an athlete
Yeah, 100%.
or like a contender for the win. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's like Jordan is fuming inside being a partner. Absolutely fuming. Absolutely fuming. Imagine he got like he was with what's her name? Naya. Like
Oh,
definitely they would have been such a fierce competitor. Or even if he got Laurel, like that would have been a dominant duo. Man,
woulda, coulda, shoulda.
They dropped the ball. I guess they didn't want Jordan to win again. All right, so we're saying scapegoat. Yeah, I think that's a good spot for them.
I'm cool with that because they have proven that they can win. They can stay in this game in eliminations at least, and they have a little bit of numbers. So I agree with this.
All right, who do we have next? I think we're gonna go with the People's Champ. She gets a lot of confessionals. You could tell that casting and the editors and the producers really like her. So I would think we should talk about Olivia and Horacio next.
Okay.
I kind of want to put them in scapegoat for the fact that the only reason why they haven't been thrown in is because their allies have been winning. But as soon as it tilts the other way, I can easily see them be going in. And also, even with some of their allies that they're not that close to, soon they're not going to have that many people to be able to throw in with those 4 nominations. And so I think that they could be close to going in soon by almost everyone. So I'm going to put them in scapegoat, I would say, in front of Anissa and Jordan.
I think this is a unique position because I instantly thought that they would be nominated every single week, but also we didn't fully realize that Jay and Michelle and Nelson and Nerys could win 4 challenges in a row, and they have nestled very closely to those 2 teams. And I feel like they have a very small target on their back, even though they're the last rookie team left. I almost want to say swimming in circles because they haven't been nominated. And I think this extra time has been able to get them in with some of the vets that are in the game as well. Not saying that they can't be nominated. I just feel like they're making use of this time that they have in this game. And I think that maybe they're working their magic, their social skills. And like we've heard from various podcasts outside from once the season has already wrapped up, everybody loves them, both of them. So I don't know. I'm feeling good about them at this point. So, and they could possibly win a daily challenge. I would say swimming in circles.
MV says queen for the day for the waiting and sipping tea moment, Olivia. For Olivia alone. I mean, that was a great moment. That was a great moment. I mean, I definitely agree that they're a little bit higher up, just for the fact that they should be gone, but they are not. And they proved themselves so far in the beginning, and now they're proving that their relationships and their social skills, at least, are getting them ahead. So I could say swimming in circles. That works for me too.
Sweet deal. Nice.
Sweet deal. Oh yeah, we put them there, and ahead of Fessy and Mariah. All right, I would say
100%.
I guess I enjoy them way more. Way more. Okay, so who do you got next?
Let's see who we have. We're already coming down. Man, I really, you know what? Let's go with, again, another team that wasn't necessarily featured a whole lot, and go with Bananas and Nani for now. I want to put them in. I think I want to put them in pot stirring, for the fact that they both were like, what is this? Why are we going in? Why are we being nominated again? They had that conversation with each other and kind of clocked that Devin must be doing something shady. And then why isn't Nelson putting in Fessel? Then what you were saying about Nani coming to Nelson like at the twilight hour right before heading to the final, the elimination, and then pulling that card of, I thought we were family. I think that's a great moment to swap everything around. Now, Bananas in his younger years would have been in the middle of the fight at the fire pit between Devin and Michelle, but here he has matured to sit in the room knowing it's all playing out for me. I don't even have to get my hands dirty. I'm just going to lay in this bed. I'm going to do skincare Saturday, which could have been a tear, and I'm just going to relax while they're having their fight. They're putting targets on every single person involved's back, and I'm just going to lay here and escape away from having to go into an elimination. Really incredible, brilliant play by them, and they get the safe dagger. I just think that they played it well this episode.
I have to interject. Should we change Sundays at Grandma to, was it Saturdays at the nail salon? What'd you say?
Skincare Saturday.
Skincare Saturday? I think should that be what we change it to?
I don't know. Skincare Saturday is nice and relaxing. Sundays at Grandma is what people dread, isn't it? Everybody wants Skincare Saturday.
Okay, fine. You know what? I can't really fault anything that you've said here. The fact that they are able to get out of 2 eliminations, they're doing something, right? And when you see Bananas recognizing Devin, like he has been getting his tutelage from Wes, and I think he's like, you know what? I don't need to do anything because everybody's doing everything around. And I think that in itself is stirring the pot, letting people make the mess, and so he can benefit from it. And then the fact that, like you said, Nani going in the 11th hour to go and convince Nelson to keep them, like, that is stirring the pot in a certain way. It made them have some conflict with him and his partner, Nelson and Nerys, and that is stirring the pot in itself. So yeah, I agree that this is where they should be, for the fact that they've evaded this elimination and they were able to save Jordan and Anissa. I think they're stirring the pot.
Yeah. And even saving Jordan and Anissa plays into their hand even more because, one, that's a number for them, I feel, but also that's somebody who is going after other people in the game and could be a bigger target than them moving forward. A
Yeah,
solid
it's like,
play.
sorry, Darrell and Veronica. Like, you haven't put your stake in who you're working with, so there's no benefit for me keeping you in this game.
Yeah.
So sorry, gots to go. Okay, we're definitely getting down to the nitty gritty.
Woo!
That was this episode where Devin referenced that, right? I was like, yes, Devin, like, you do watch old seasons. I don't know if he was on that season when he said that, but
no, I don't think so. I think that was Total Madness, and Devin was not on that season.
Getting down to the nitty gritty.
I'll say it right now. Once Nelson said that, the real phrasing left my head. I deleted it right away, and it's only nitty gritty in my head going forward.
It is nitty gritty. Come on.
Never heard of it. It's only nitty gritty.
What? Okay, so who should we talk about next here? Oh boy. Everybody, I think maybe then Jay and Michelle.
Okay.
We can talk about next. I think I'm gonna have to put Jay into stirring the pot. You know, he comes back into the house and he's just like, oh God, everybody hates me, everybody's mad at me, we made out so many enemies. And he still doesn't back down ever. Like, we have Anissa being like, hey, like, I'm allowed to be upset with the decision that you made. And he's like, oh, I'm just going to throw them in next time we get power. Like, he's just a really messy player. And I don't feel like he's that strategic. Mm-hmm. And I feel like all the things that he does really has a butterfly effect that is very bad for his game, but he makes a mess. And so I think that he should be stirring the pot. And I think after, though, Bananas and Nani. Them.
1,000% agreed. I think that both Jay and Michelle was helping to stir the pot this episode, with Jay trying to get his 2 cents in of what Nelson should do before heading into the deliberation. Michelle having that conversation with Devin and not backing down. She did not break. She did not waver, even though Devin kept on being like, what is Amber saying about me? Which, I don't know. I still like roll my eyes at that. I mean, why not just go
a little bit aggressive, I would say.
Yeah, why not go ask Amber what Amber is saying to you? Mm-hmm. Why are you going through Michelle to obviously make her look bad, as well as cast doubt from the house onto Michelle as well as Amber? So it wasn't my favorite tactic by Devin at all, but Michelle did a really good job at like holding her ground. I don't know where she fits into the house or how she's faring in the house. Once now, 2 people that possibly she was kind of close to with Darrell and Veronica, as Veronica was talking to her and Amber before heading to the elimination. So I don't know. We'll see how it's going to go all down next week. But yeah, 100% stirring the pot.
Stirring the pot. Do you guys in the chat have any disagreements here? Oh, wow. Thank you so much for the super sticker, DJ Charisma. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I saw some of your I think it was your birthday stories with Nelson and Corey. So I appreciate you coming and hanging out with Drew and I on, well, I guess it's not Thanksgiving anymore, but Thanksgiving weekend. So thank you so much, DJ Charisma. What are your thoughts on our tiers right now? We haven't gotten to your guy Nelson yet, but yeah, we have some friends here in where do we put them? Yeah, stir in the pot. We got Jay and Michelle stir in the pot. Does anybody object to this placement? I think not. Appreciate the work, y'all. We do put a lot of work into this. We love the challenge, but we definitely make the time to come and do it because we know that you guys appreciate it as well. So thank you so much for being here and supporting with the super sticker.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. All right, who do you have next, Drew?
Let us go with Nelson and Nerys.
Okay, for doing it.
I would honestly say we could give them queen for the day.
Mm-hmm.
but I want to put them in stirring in the pot instead, because at the end of this day, yes, they won. Yes, they were able to put in and almost make a big move. But at the end of this day, I don't feel this move benefits Nelson and Narice's game in the long run. Nelson talks about in the deliberation. I keep on getting those two confused. They're very close together in the episode. But in the deliberation, he calls both Amber a friend and says that she'll probably never say my name. And then he calls Darrell a friend. And then all of a sudden, guess who's going home? Darrell, a friend. And somebody who you put in Bananas and Nani, Jordan and Anissa, who you basically said, this is the line in the sand. And I chose the other side than your side that you're on. And they're both staying in this game. I just worry. I just worry because there was a lot of foreshadowing. And we all know that the challenge is not very subtle with their foreshadowing. And there was multiple confessionals that said, this is going to burn you. This is going to get you in the butt
Mm-hmm.
multiple times. And I was thinking, once I heard it 3 times, I was like, it's the Beetlejuice effect. It's
Uh-huh.
gonna take place. We just don't know when, but it's gonna take place. So for that, I can't give them queen for the day.
Well, because we want to have a little bit of pushback and opposition, I'm going to make an argument for why they should be queen for the day. When I'm listening to Narice talking on Twitter Spaces, I believe it was Kamisha Review's Twitter Space after the episode aired. She said that they both almost doubled or twice lapped every other team, at least twice, and that the edit made it look like Devin and Tori were very close, but they actually weren't close at all. And so for the fact that Narice was able to keep up pace with Nelson, who is really strong with running, and what Narice had said in that Twitter space was that she started off on pace with Nani at first, and just to see okay, she's a vet, let's see what pace she's going to start off with. And she was like, no shade to Nani, but she was going too slow. And so she picked up pace to be moving faster than Nani, and then obviously was able to keep up with Nelson. She also has a photographic memory, is what she said, and so she's able to really quickly and easily memorize those puzzles. So for Narice alone, putting Nelson in the position to make his bad decision, I have to give Narice the queen for the day this moment, because she literally is the Nelson whisperer. She is making Nelson at least someone that's making these choices, making these decisions. We never got Nelson doing anything for the last 8 seasons. So the fact that we have him here at least now being talked to and making deals, and might not be the best decision, but he actually has some power now to make them. So I got to give Queen Narice queen for the day.
Kind of like what we were talking about with Jordan and Nisa. You're only as good as your weakest link, and your weakest link is Nelson in this moment. I 100% agree we should give Narice her flowers because she is doing the impossible, helping Nelson win. It's kind of like Evelyn in the beginning of Rivals when she heard she was paired up with Paula, and she's like, I have to do the unthinkable, the impossible. I have to make Paula win a challenge. And she was able to do it. Narice is doing her best, but I think Nelson just kind of fumbled this. I don't know. I can't do it with Nelson. I can't do it with Nelson. That decision alone is really tough. I mean, it's really bad. I did enjoy Narice and how dominant she made them in the daily with her running and everything, but I just feel like this was such a bad move at the end of the day that it's going to outweigh it, in my opinion. And if anything, it just stirred the pot even more. It brought more chaos into the house than ever before.
That's true.
Than it being a legit kind of power move.
I feel like you are selling me that they're more so in the stirring the pot at the front of the pack, though, because
Yes.
they created a big mess.
I agree. Up at the front.
And I feel like it, yeah, definitely Nelson is actually what's not allowing Nerys to really flourish here and be like a super rookie, you know?
Yeah, kind of like what you were saying about the review or interview where Nerys was like, I really want to put in Bananas and Nani, to the point where they were at a stalemate at one point, it sounded like, and they could have been going into the elimination themselves, but she had to default to whatever Nelson's harebrained scheme was, which is not a scheme at all. It was send in two friends and hope for the best, which is not good.
Mary says, yeah, photographic memory is actually rare. People have, okay, so it might not be photographic memory, but she's able to memorize pictures easily. Like for instance, for myself, I used to say that I had a photographic memory because like when I recall things, I recall the pictures of them. I can see things. So like when I used to study for stuff for school, I would recall it by remembering where that was written on the paper or stuff like that. So I just was thinking that that was a photographic memory, and she probably has a similar memory to that. I actually don't know specifically what a photographic memory is. Do you know?
I have no idea. I'm also have a good memory, but I don't think I have a photographic memory, so I never looked into it or anything like that.
Oh, maybe this is going to be our next quiz.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh is right. So I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to keep them at stirring the pot. Nerys definitely was really almost had me getting them into Queen for the Day, but Nelson's poor decisions this episode really didn't set them up for success. So yeah, it held them back. All right. Did you pick those? You picked them, didn't you?
Yes. Spider Nelly
T. Well, I guess I think we'll go with Devin and Tori next. Okay. For the fact that I don't know where to put Chauncey and Amber. So Devin and Tori, I mean, I think they're ultimate stirring the pot, right? Like the entire episode was around them. They didn't necessarily get what they wanted, but everything was about Devin, about what Michelle was saying about Devin, or what Amber was saying to Michelle about Devin, what Amber was saying about Devin to everybody else. Devin being talked about with Chauncey and Amber in the bar, her impersonating, like everything was about him being a snakety snake and taking after Wes, who is probably the ultimate pot stirrer. So I think he's like preem stirring the pot this episode. Tori just is allowing him to do his thing because she wants to play a little bit more of a loyal game. And he's like, no, we are renegotiating deals. Like, we are not going to, we want a new winner. We want a new, we don't want a vet that's already won this season many times. We want new blood in the winner's circle. So I think stirring the pot for those two.
I agree. 100%. Just from the confrontation that happened at the fire pit, the only thing when Bananas brought up Wes, in my brain, I think Wes could call out people. I just feel like there's more opportunities with Wes that he gets other people to do that for him. Like he would plant the seeds and have somebody like Devin doing the yelling out. Like instead of Wes always like, because that was unnecessary. Like the type of pot stirring that Devin likes to do is he likes to be like the ringleader. He likes to be in the middle of it. He wants everybody to see him. He wants the spotlight on him. Where Wes is almost like a producer in the way like he'll set the scene, he'll set the mood, set up the cameras, get the angles right, and then plant the seed. He would plant the seed into somebody like Devin to make him say Big Brother sucks in front of everybody and have him be the one that's getting all the heat, all the target. And then Wes can be in the other room like Bananas is and kind of laying on the bed going like, yeah, I did that. And I don't even have to like strain my voice or anything. So it's a different type of brand. It's a different type of brand of stirring the pot, but it's definitely stirring the pot. So 100% can't agree more. This also helps out Tori, who says that she likes Devin calling out Michelle in front of everybody because now they can sever ties
It's
with
true.
Jay and Michelle. And if they were to win into power, they have a clear team that they can nominate and send directly into the elimination and have an excuse to do so. And it's not going to look like we're shady snake pants wearing people. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah.
Slithering people.
Yeah.
Snake. All right. So you get to start us off with our final couple. The winners of the elimination deep web. We have Chauncey and Amber.
I'm going to start the negotiations all the way at the top. Queen for the day. Yes, they are not in a great position at the beginning of this episode. They have been playing in the middle of the road. They weren't doing well in the daily challenge, where Amber at one point asked Chauncey if he's colorblind, which would be a really terrible time to say, yes, I am. Like, really, really terrible. Not that great in daily challenges as per usual, but we got so many confessionals from Amber, and it made me wonder, why aren't we getting more confessionals from Amber? The one confessional that I already think is like MVP of this season as of right now is, "You do not mess with my man or my money. Nelson just pissed me off." And I was like, that's it. That's what we've been waiting for. That's the queen comment we've been waiting for. This was awesome. I think that Amber stuck her ground. She clocked whatever Devin was doing. She knows that where she stands with everybody. She didn't like placate with Nelson in the interrogation, which maybe wasn't the smartest thing, but she was like, I'm going to let you know how I feel about this move. And she won another elimination. Send me in. She's only lost one elimination on her career so far. And Chauncey was able to get his first elimination win, even though he was petrified, terrified, like he was saying. And if I was afraid of heights, which I am, I would be kind of nervous having to climb up all those webs over and over and over again. Also, I guess in some podcast or interview or Twitter or something, apparently Amber's like necklace broke, the one that she got from her grandmother's, and it fell all the way down to the bottom. And while Chauncey was getting like the last puzzle piece, he took time to look for it for her down at the bottom, which I thought was really, really sweet. Also, you have enough time to look for a necklace and get back up to the top and try to finish a puzzle. Not great at the puzzle, but I just thought that they did such a great job, and they gave us so much entertainment this episode that I really want to put them queen for the day.
I can't really go against anything that you're saying here. Like, whoa. I mean, for the fact that she's most of the season, she's really not really had any real friends. We start off this episode with her thinking that, hey, Nelson, like, I would never throw you in. Like, I trust you. You're such a good friend to me. Like, it sounded like they were working together. Obviously, we knew that was going to be foreshadowing to her and him not be working together. But in that moment, I was like, okay, like maybe she has some friends here. And it just seems like she doesn't. She only seems to have Chauncey. And I really like the fact that, and Jay and Michelle, I like the fact that they were able to come out on top here. They weren't favored to win this. Like, everybody wanted everybody else, the other team, to come back. They didn't want Amber and Chauncey to come back, and they defied all odds. And Amber is not necessarily great at puzzles, but Chauncey was able to help her get that win. And so I do think that she deserves her flowers here. I think that Chauncey getting his first win she was saying that, I'm so proud of him. Like, I love seeing him in this new, in my world and in the things that I do, like, and seeing him now, he's thriving, I would say, a little bit, like getting his first win, taste the blood. I want to give her and him queen for the day. So yeah, they're top of the leaderboard here this episode.
I think this is a testament of how good of an episode this was, that we have nobody in Built for Comfort, and majority of everybody is like pushed up to the top with swimming in circles, stirring the pot, and queen for the day. I think that just shows that this episode was
good.
Was a really, really good.
lots of stuff happened. Like, it was definitely like, I can tell when an episode was good by the notes that I've taken. And so like I took like a lot of notes for that episode. So
Yeah.
like I was like, oh my gosh, I've taken like 5 pages of notes and we're on 10 minutes in. I'm like, whoa. So I definitely feel like this episode and last episode were heavy note-taking episodes. So yes.
Yeah, I was making my review and recap, and normally I like to stay between like 16 and 18 minutes, and this was like over 20 minutes, and I still had to cut some stuff out to be like, I can't do well to over 20 minutes. So yeah, it was a really good episode. A lot to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Nelson was 10% of them in. Yes, I know. Now, I mean, Nelson, though, he's also thinking about future challenges and stuff like that. And so he might not want to fully burn these bridges because, like, it might not be beneficial for him next season or the season after. So he's also playing the long game that he doesn't talk about because that would be breaking the fourth wall. But I do think that he's taking that into consideration as well. So we wanted him to make the big move, but I just don't think that he's got it in him.
My thing with Nelson, though, and making this decision is that you just won your second daily in a row after losing 54 straight. And well, not second daily in a row, but you just lost 54 straight. You come into this season and you win 2 already. And Nerys is absolutely crushing it as a partner. Probably the best partner Nelson has had ever.
Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion, if I'm Nelson coming off this win, I'm thinking this is it. This is the shot. I really have a great shot at making it to the finals and us really being competitive to win this. I need to set myself up moving forward. And for him to make that move to ultimately lose a quote unquote friend in Darrell at the end of this episode and burn a bridge with Amber and Chauncey and not get out a really threatening team of a bigger time vets that could possibly win later on in the season and in this episode. I mean, like a daily challenge, not necessarily the final, but also a final. I mean, if you think of Bananas and Nani, if they don't get sent in anymore, that's a 7-time champ waltzing to the finals. I mean, who do you think is going to possibly have more experience in the finals? So I don't know. I think Nelson really should have seen the bigger picture and been like, I need to go for that win right now. I can't be thinking of 2 years down the line when what if he's possibly partnered up with Anissa in 2 years and, oh yeah, I can get to a finals, but I'm not going anywhere when he's partnered up with Nerys now. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Well, chat, just let us know. Do we agree with how we've rated these players or ranked these players this episode? Is there anything that we need to switch around? Speak now or forever / till next week. Hold your peace. Now, Drew, you did say that there was a little bit of movement in my draft. So what do you have going on for our episodes counts for all of our players that we have chosen? I keep on forgetting to upload that video because I had the video and he gave it to me like months ago now. And like I still do upload it. So I'm going to do that so people can see my thought process 6 months ago when we drafted these players. Okay. What do we have going on?
All right. So I do have to say that nobody lost anybody because Darrell and Veronica were not drafted by anybody. Because when we did do the draft, we had no idea that they were actually on the season. That's how early we did this draft during the off season. They weren't even like announced or rumored on the season yet. So good thing nobody lost any players. Also good thing all of us are in the 200 point mark. Okay. So we're all past the 200s. However, not so great news. In third place, we have Team Chantele going from 165 to 203 points. You went up quite a bit, about 38 points, I believe. Majority of them coming from Amber and Chauncey, who you said that they were at 18 points last week, if we're both remembering correctly. They're at 44 points right now. They shot up. And Bananas and Nani are still your number one team with 76 points. Casey and Kenny
Did Casey not even get the double? They haven't even broken double digits. I hate them.
Not even combined. They're not. They haven't rated.
I'm so angry. I'm so angry. You can't, like, it's on what, we're on episode 7, and you can't get one episode, like a confessional each an episode at least. Like,
No.
that's rotten, rotten, rotten. I want a refund for this furniture company.
And to be honest, I give, if they were supposed to be, if they would be in a confessional each, where like they're side by side with each other in the same confessional, I give 1 point to them each. But Kenny still has not had a confessional, I think, for 4 episodes now. Maybe
I
4 episodes,
can't
maybe.
take this.
Yeah, it's not good. Casey had 1 confessional this episode, so very sorry. It's not good. Coming in second place with 276 points is Chris. He went up 45 points this past week, all in the help of Nelson and Nerys getting a ton of confessionals and winning their second daily. I mean, my goodness, he has so many daily wins on his team with Fessy and Mariah, Jay and Michelle, and now Nelson and Nerys. He has the top 2 highest scoring teams on his team, with Jay and Michelle having 92 total points. They're about to hit triple digits by themselves. Holy heck. And Nelson and Nerys have 86
like they
points.
have 92 combined points, and Casey and Kenny have 9.
Yes.
I can't believe this. Like, Drew,
Wow.
this is actually tearing out my heart right now. Like, I did not think that they were going to be this bad.
They're dreadful.
Bad.
I thought they would win at least once up to this point.
They need to at this. I need them to win a challenge for me not to completely want nothing to do with this family. And it might even make me just have disdain for Nani for being in a relationship with her, because like that means that she's on our screens more. Sorry.
All right. No, it's totally valid. And coming in first place is
299 points, almost at the 300 point level, is Drew. Sorry, go ahead.
I have to say that I hit 300 last week, so I'm at 330 this week.
Oh, I thought you said. Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah.
I only gained 30 points. I had the lowest amount of points comparatively to the rest of y'all, but I'm at 330 with both Horacio and Olivia and Tori and Devin having the same amount of points, 82 points, and they're my top 2 teams playing right now. But I have no daily wins. You and Chris have all the daily winners so far this season. I have no daily winners. All my teammates are getting confessionals and elimination wins. I have all my teams but one team has won an elimination, which was Turbo and Tamara did not win an elimination, but everybody else I have won an elimination. So I have elimination points out the wazoo.
So MV is saying that Casey's on the season because Nani wouldn't come without her.
I can see that.
I can see it too. I'm just so frustrated. Yeah, CJ Christmas here saying, I'm so mad that Casey got Tori's win last season. I wasn't even a fan of Tori, and I felt this Tori did deserve the win over Casey. I did.
She was crushing that final. She was doing so well.
Like, why does Casey get to be part of the losing group and then get to take the best partner? Like, it just made zero sense whatsoever. Like, why does Casey need to be a millionaire? Like,
I almost think that they should have reset. Now that I'm thinking about it, they should have reset after the Kyle won against Nelson and Casey won against Nani. They should have reset and did like a puzzle, a tanagram right there. And whoever got first place gets to choose their partner first, and so on and so forth. I think that would have been a lot more interesting than just letting the losers get to pick them, even though that was the format of the season. But whatever. We can't cry about it now.
Yeah, we can't.
Total mistake on their part.
What's so frustrating about my team right now is that, like, at this point, I would swap most of my team out for anybody else's team or team like players. Like everybody else is doing so much, but maybe I wouldn't take Jordan and Anissa, but like, and I wouldn't maybe take Fessy and Mariah, but everybody else, I'm like, oh, why didn't I take them? Oh, I wish I'd had them. Oh, it's so annoying.
Would you have taken Darrell and Veronica if we would have let you swap out?
Probably earlier. I like because they would probably be my last pick.
They had. Do you want to guess how many confessional points they had?
30.
I have 49 confessional points from them. I think Darrell had like 14 this episode alone. Yeah. Darrell had 14 this episode and Veronica had 9. Oh man. Had 9. How many did
So Veronica had the amount of confessionals this episode that Casey and Kenny have had combined for this entire season so far?
No, Casey and Kenny have a combined confessionals of 11.
Oh, okay. They broke the 2-digit mark. Wowzers.
But because of disqualification that happened in the season, you lost 2 points. So they're still in single digits in their total points wise. But Veronica this week alone got more confessionals than Casey has all season, which is 8. And then tripled whatever Kenny's doing at 3. My
abysmal.
gosh.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. Well, those are where we stand right now in our draft. I do not know how I can gain 100 points to catch up to you, Drew, but here's to hoping that your teams just get taken out one by one, and then my teams are just doing confessionals and winning shit. Yes. Oh, well, that was depressing. But no, what's fun? What will make me feel better is stumping you on a quiz. I think I
gotta go. I think somebody's calling me.
I was like, what? What do you mean?
Hello?
So I just want to do a little bit of trivia on this episode. We know that you watch these episodes multiple times. You do lots of videos. You're number one in the draft because you are so well versed in all these players and all these seasons. So I'm just going to ask you some questions about things that happened on the episode, mostly who said them or finished the sentence, fill in the blanks, stuff like that. So we'll just start right here and say, what does not being on board make Olivia feel like?
Oh, gosh, what did she say? Oh, it feels like what her and Nelson have is real.
Yes,
and she's an asset to his game or something.
I didn't finish. I just did the one sentence, but that what she and Nelson have is real. Good start. Good start. Okay. When talking to Michelle, what 2 things does Devin not like?
Oh, he hates that he feels like a team that he's working with isn't giving him all the information or is lying to him. I don't know what the second one is. I just know that he hates when somebody says, "I'm sorry you feel this way." And then he really got upset with her.
Okay, you're answering 2 questions. So the second question is, okay, I'll let you answer the second question is, what phrase is a trigger for Devin in his conversation with Michelle?
I'm sorry I feel this way or something like that. Or
I'm sorry that you feel this way. Okay, great. So then the other 2 things, you were kind of blended them into one. So Devin does not like being lied to or having parts of the game being hidden from him.
Oh.
All right. According to Jay, surprise, what does Amber bring?
Chaos.
Chaos is correct, Drew. You're doing well. All right. If Nelson sends Nani in, what will she not do?
If Nelson sends Nani in, what will she not do? She will not forget this.
She will not forget this. That is correct, Drew. She will not forget this. What kind of meeting is Devin and Tori going to have?
Oh, a private. I called it a private team meeting, but they called it a private pair meeting or meetup.
It was a super secret partner meeting.
Oh,
super secret.
Super secret.
All right. Who said they think that them and their partner is in a great position?
That was Amber after they got a couple of confessionals.
It was actually Chauncey that said it. It was actually Chauncey. What kind of reputation does Tori say is hard to shake?
Being a snake or being called a snake.
A snake is correct, Drew. Whose name does Casey not think people who will even say in front of her?
Say in front of her? I want to say Josh, but that's not right. It's somebody in the game. People won't say in front of her. Nani?
Fessy. We even talked about it.
Oh.
People
I'll be honest.
You just glaze over.
I glazed over their conversation. I listened to it once and I was like, I don't get what they're trying to get at. And then whenever it came on, I just like, don't listen.
So I believe Devin says this. Sometimes you have to be a blank to win this thing.
Oh. This is during the super secret team meeting. Sometimes you got to be devious. You have to be a cutthroat kind of player.
A wolf in sheep's clothing to win this thing.
He does say that.
What is the only thing that Jay and Michelle can't do to save their lives?
Politic.
And who can? Question mark.
I can.
This guy.
Yeah.
You're close. I think he is just now getting the wait, hold on. Oh, okay. So Amber says, I think he is just now getting the blank of it. What does Amber actually say?
I think he's getting the hang of it, and she's talking about Chauncey like finding his footing in the game and talking with Jordan and that kind of stuff.
Close. The subtitles and captioning says hang, when in fact she says hand. She says hand of it. Yes, she's like, I thought it was funny because I'm like, it's not hand of it, Amber. It's hang of it. But it was
wow.
Really, yes.
I didn't even. That's awesome.
Okay, I've actually quite a few more. Are you still sweating? Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm always sweating. It's all good.
What does Nerese tell Nelson that Amber thinks about Devin?
Oh, he's the biggest snake in the house.
Yes, word for word, Drew. Getting it done. All right, coming back from the bar, what does Jay tell everybody to do?
Go to bed right now, and he's gonna tuck everybody in.
Pretty close. I know you're a PG-13 over there, Drew, but he says go to effing sleep.
Oh.
And I was going to ask what is he going to do to them? Tuck everybody in. So you're pretty right.
Yeah, I'm G-rated.
G-rated Drew. Drew. According to Amber, this is a game of
It's a game of lies.
It's a game of telephone.
That's right.
Who is the only one that Darrell can trust 100%?
That would be Amber.
Yes, Amber. Sam is joining us. Sam, oh my God, I can cry now. I was expecting to be early, but I'm freaking 2 hours late. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, because yesterday I went live at 11. I'm sorry. But you have fun to catch up on, or you could just play in our little game right now. What two things does leaving Devin and Tori's name out of the elimination raise, says Veronica?
It raises everybody's eyebrows.
Two things.
Oh, suspicion and eyebrows.
Questions and eyebrows. Half right. What is Nerice's intuition saying about Amber?
To mind her P's and Q's while always around her.
Okay, I mean that's true, but she does say Amber is not to be trusted.
Oh,
but same grouping of sentences.
Yeah. Wash, rinse, repeat of every single season Amber has been on. Just insert whoever's name and they'll say that exact same sentence every single time.
What did Nelson hear about Chauncey?
That he made a deal with Jordan.
Close. That he wants to take Jay's alliance down. I mean, this will be just fun. So what is Anissa built for and not built for?
She's built for comfort, not speed.
Yes. According to Jordan, what is walking?
It's a loser mentality. You can't do it in a game for $1 million.
It's not even trying.
It's not even trying. That is true. I mean, Olivia said that she's not built for cardio or one episode, but she never stopped. Like, she always gave it her all in that one challenge.
Why is Jay not 100% aligned with Devin?
Because he doesn't think he can be trusted, but he loves that new champ thing. New champs. He said it multiple times and then never does anything about it. And just is like, new champs. That's always a great slogan.
You're close. Because he has trust issues, is what he said.
Okay.
Specifically. How does Amber feel when she sees her name on the board?
Blindsided, betrayed.
Effing betrayed is what she said. Effing betrayed.
It was one of them.
According to Johnny, if Veronica was walking any slower, what would she be doing?
Standing still?
I actually didn't write down the answer. Was that what she said? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Wasn't it sleeping?
Maybe it was sleeping.
I actually didn't write down the answer, but
I have no idea.
I think it's sleeping. Chat, what was it?
It's probably sleeping.
What else do I want to ask you? I still have quite a few more. Okay, we kind of talked about this episode. Lo and behold, what scene does Darrell describe?
Lo and behold, what does Darrell describe?
Well, Darrell says, "Lo and behold, what scene does Darrell describe?"
Isn't he talking about the cemetery?
Snapping. Yeah, snapping.
Oh, I mean, that was close. You were way close. Isn't he talking about the cemetery with the politicians in it?
Scene of a cemetery, correct. And what is it supposedly filled with?
Politicians, dead politicians.
Yes, sir. You got this. What is the best thing about Veronica and Darrell's ride or die duo? Actually, I'll say what are the best things because there's more than one.
That Darrell just accepts Veronica as is who she is, and it's not real. I don't know.
And they know how to communicate. They know how to play the game, and they know how to socialize. He said it, not me.
Okay, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
What is Darrell's nickname for Veronica?
Shorty V.
Shorty V in the house. What is Nelson's strategy?
Oh man,
he says it.
Yeah, he says it. it's to just be like a good friend and don't say too much.
No, he says to maneuver around this house quietly, say less, keep my thoughts to myself, just stay out of the target.
I love that he said that, and then in the next like scene, he's like, "You're 100% not going in next time, Amber. Like if me and Nerys win,
Well, I'll ask you a
never
question
say your
about it.
name."
Who said if I were to win, you would not be on my radar?
That was Nelson to Amber.
Correct. That's exactly what I wrote. Nelson to Amber. Amazing. Do I have any more for you?
Don't
You
say
did so
too much.
well.
But here you go. Darrell, you're 100% guaranteed not going into the elimination this episode. Amber, I'm never going to nominate you.
So bad.
That's not saying too much, right? That could never blow back on me.
Yeah, he said way too much. Aw, Sam, so kind. You know, you guys can speak in the chat however you choose to, whatever language you choose to. We much appreciate you being here, no matter what. So, all good. I think I have a couple more. So, what are the two things that you had to have to win this daily?
Oh, yeah, you had to have endurance or stamina and a good memory.
I mean, you got it. You didn't get the exact wording, but you got it. So very good memory skills and great cardio, says TJ. What phrase, though, does Casey say when TJ is walking away from introducing the daily challenge?
Let's go.
Close. And then he repeats it back.
Oh, she repeats it back?
She says it first, and then he repeats it back.
Oh. I didn't know Casey said this. I remember TJ saying something at the end, but I didn't remember what it was. I have no idea.
Don't be a loser.
Oh.
Don't be a loser.
Said from a loser from this season.
From my draft. According to Devin, how can you get this type of daily done efficiently? I didn't really agree with this, but
like Nelson's strategy.
No, well, Devin said process of elimination, so he was going to start with like the big piece. I actually don't think that would be the best way to do this particular daily. Process of elimination is like Sudoku, right?
Yeah.
Like this one is actually just knowing where the pieces go.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple of strategies that were questioning. Devin's for that one. Nelson saying just memorize 2 pieces at a time, which would take forever. And the third one was Veronica starting at the top. Like if it was magnetized, 100%. It was not magnetized. Like, test that up before you do it.
Start it from the bottom. We're gonna start from the bottom. Like and she was trying to get it to stay. Like they wasted time trying to get it to stay. It was so embarrassing. Oh my God. Like you're supposed to be the puzzle queen, Veronica. That was the worst. Oh my God. Do I have any more for you? Okay. So in deliberation, what does Nelson think that Anissa is?
A flip-flopper or something like that.
Yes. And what does she do?
She lies.
No, she tells people what they want to hear. Is that true? Do you think that she tells people what they want to hear?
Sure, I think so.
Yeah, kind of. What is Michelle impressed and confused by with Amber in the elimination?
Oh, she's like, she can do this? She's going through the webs?
Well, she does say that in this particular confessional, but she is impressed and confused by the aerodynamics of it all.
Oh. She was fleeing through that.
Yeah, she was fast, super fast. So, according to Jordan, how does he feel about Nerys and Nelson's decision and their commander?
He said it was a really bad decision, and he thinks the commander is an idiot or something like that.
That's exactly what he says. You didn't make the right decision, and your commander is an idiot. You got that pretty bang on. Oh my God, do I have no more left? Oh my goodness. We went through them all. I thought I had so many, and then like now I'm done.
I mean, that was quite a bit.
Yes.
I'll be honest. That was quite a bit.
Well, I'm impressed with you. Oh, okay, hold on. What's this one? According to Nelson, what is it time for Chauncey to do?
According to Nelson, what's the time? To win.
What does he say though?
I don't know.
He says earn his stripes, Drew. Earn his
Oh.
stripes.
Oh.
Well, is that everything? Oh, okay, hold on. I think I have one more. According to Darrell, what's all that Nelson has to do?
Just stick to the plan. Just stick to the plan.
That's the G-rated version.
Oh, he says stick to the effing plan or something like that.
MFing plan. Okay, mother effing plan. Well, you did quite well, Drew. I'm impressed that you were able to remember most things of this episode that I managed to write down. Thanks for participating. You are the bomb. Anything else about this episode that you want to talk about or this game? How do you feel? Tell me it all.
No, I think we talked about a majority of it. Again, really great episode. Hopefully this momentum continues and we're going to see some more messy gameplay. I'm sure we will in the future. And I'm actually looking forward to the next episode to see what all these things could do. Like, I want to see when the next win will be that's not Jay and Michelle or Nelson and Nerys and see what happens. That's what I'm very, very interested in.
Yes, I am as well. I think at this point, I either want to see Bananas and Nani win a daily or they go into the elimination. And if it's their destiny to win the season, they're going to have to go into the zone at some point. I'm just not going to be able to be satisfied with this season of like fun gameplay, fun rookies that are being able to make all these moves and like making the season really fun. And then have Nani and Bananas just like coast to the end and then win the final. I would be really disappointed if that's how the season ends. So I want them to at least win some power or get thrown in and come back. But that needs to happen pretty ASAP because I just need them. I need them to prove earn their stripes in this episode.
Okay.
Or this season, I mean.
I can see that.
I just want them to do more. Like if they're going to be there, if they're going to be entitled, like people are saying they are, like go and prove something that you deserve to be there. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
So, yes. Well, have a good night, everybody here in the chat. Thank you again, DJ Charisma, for the very generous, I guess it's Thanksgiving, so thank you. Super sticker. Very much appreciated. And we will be back next week, same time, same place, to talk about the next episode. Please subscribe to the channel and just you leave us some comments on which of these tiers that we got wrong. I did see some in the chat were saying that we need to have somebody in our lowest tier. What do we call it? Built for comfort tier. So who do you think we should have put into built for comfort? Do you think that we went too high with Amber and Chauncey this week? Let us know if you agree with all those tiers. Let me know if you think that there's a shot at me potentially coming back and winning this damn draft. Just let me know all the things, please. And we'll see you again next week. Bye.